So, I thought we could do something a little bit different, and that you could basically be a fly on the wall for me starting up a session today. So, good morning. Good morning, Black Friday, as dear Dave would say. Yeah, I mean, I generally warm up on a nylon string, and so this is the guitar I've been busking with lately, and I really enjoy it. I've been doing the old street entertainment in my own town, and it's been an extremely positive experience. I've had some lovely customers come up and say things, and I've had something happen. This is cool. Somebody walks along and their face is in the ground, and then they sort of listen, and their head goes up, and they slow down and they stop and they listen for 10 seconds, and then they slowly amble back and get a couple of quid out. That's happened quite a bit, and it's obviously oh, it's somebody's but anyway, I'm getting known as the Spanish guitar guy, and I like that. There's usually a beggar that sits there, and I always give him money. I can't help myself, even when I've got only got 4 quid to my whole person for the next 3 weeks, and I still give 2 quid to that dude. But I sit in that, and people have said, oh, it's nice to actually see someone doing something for the money, and yeah, I don't like that sort of judgment, but I appreciate that I'm on the right side of it. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So it's been pretty good. It's been very, very helpful for the house, and my goal is to eventually I'm going to go out and I'm going to busk a pedal. I'm going to go out and I'm going to busk a pedal up and order it off of Amazon, which we also can't do from here anymore, which is annoying. But anyway, yeah, so not feeling like a crushed piece of shit on the street, begging for my supper, actually being made to feel like a musician. I like that, so I shall continue to do it every Saturday morning in my town. It's going to be a regular thing. But yeah, the Spanish guitar guy, I like that. Not very accurate and not very fair to the real flamenco players out there, is it? Yeah, very new to me, this whole golpeador thing. So I've progressed. There was one thing I was doing, and now there's two. One very basic thing I was doing, which was know, so that was the first one, and now I've got this other one. Yeah, it's very difficult. I find it very difficult, but I love it because, like, you know, it's very new. Right, cup of tea. We're getting the day started. So yeah, I nearly always like warm up with a nylon string. You know, obviously the strings are much easier on the hands. They warm you up nicely. I actually injured my hand the other day, and it really bugged me. I was burning hot to play and full of loaded inspiration, but it was absolute agony. And I played through it as much as I could, but I had to knock it on the head in the end. And that was what was that? Tuesday, Wednesday, I think Tuesday into Wednesday, and I had to knock it on the head on Wednesday. So I had to take the day off yesterday just to let this finger heal, because it was, you know, where it separates under the nail. So yeah, pretty fucking horrible. I played through it an awful lot. I was actually loaded with inspiration, which is all gone now. Anyway, this is the encore that was given to me by Stone Pillow when I was homeless and I didn't have anything, and they gave me this. It was a donation. I've told the story before, but like, I love this guitar so much. Do you know there's 3 words, like, or 4 words that I use an awful lot, and I adore this guitar. Hey, I'll tell you what, when I play that right, I'll get that David Gray head wobble going, right? Then it'll be a hit. Right, anyway, up onto the acoustic wall in the acoustic corner. Do you like the acoustic corner? I'm very proud of the acoustic corner, I have to say. Very proud of it. Like, it's very cool. So that's the encore I just played. That's the Manuel Raimundo 2000 and $2,500, maybe more. 1978 master built flamenco. That's the little solid top Chinese flamenco. That's the 3/4 that I use as a piccolo. That is my gigging steel string acoustic. That's the 3/4 string, 3/4 size in open G, which Chris just donated to the cause. And this is my little baby half size, which the missus found in a hedge, and I actually use now. I've actually recorded with that. And do you like my lo-fi solution for like running out of room? Is just run a fucking bungee up there and just hang things on it. It works. But I love the acoustic corner. It means a lot to me. But the whole place means a lot to me. I mean, I know it's a scruffy old gaff, but I love it. Like, this is my work area. You know, this is where I work. So I do my work. And hey, look at that. That's starting to look a little bit Louis Torres. But yeah, got the weapons down there. That's the gun rack. And on the floor today, looking more impressive than usual, I guess. So as you can see, what we got the line 6 M13 for all effects with 2 expression pedals. And then into the effects loop, we've got the drive section of Crazy Cacti Tube Screamer, Crunchbox, and Metal Zone. So I'm covered there with all the drives I'll ever need. So yeah, let's get into a bit of that. Maybe. Yeah, just gonna, you know what, you know, so yeah, like, if there's anything like in particular you'd like me to go into, like, do please say so in the comments. I'm going to do a specific video later dealing with like a specific matter, but you know, really I've just started the day and I want to just play for a few hours. Just want to play with myself for a few hours before I whap it out in public. I'm sure you understand what I mean. You better fucking know that you understand what I'm... Anyway, let's indulge in the sonic ritual together and go electric. So, Mr. White, your comments touch me very deeply. Like, I'm very pleased to hear that you're experimenting with a with a pedal stacking situation. It's not something I actually like to do an awful lot, but there are scenarios whereby it works the best. Like, there's a certain way of like mixing. I mean, essentially, right, the basic theory is instead of having a pedal, right, which is just going gain loads, right, to get you drive, you have one pedal that has a tiny bit of gain and another pedal that has a little bit of gain, and like, it's an exponential amount of gain. You have to be really careful, like really microdose your gain, because, you know, I mean, a lot of people are just idiots with it and don't know what they're doing, but it takes a fine touch. But what you get is a really like dynamic and active like thing going on. You get like a lot of like play, like there's a lot of like joyful stuff going on in the signal. It's like literally wobbling and waving about, and you'll learn to, there's loads of things very expressive that you can do, and it's just, you know, with a single pedal drive system or single unit drive system, you know, your front end of an amp, whatever, you get like a very focused sound, and you can like, you know, really like discipline the elements in the EQ section. You can like really discipline that sound. With like a stacked system, it's even when you're just running like a dirty amp with a drive pedal into it, you start getting like magical breakup. You start getting like very expressive and unusual things that excite the ear. But yeah, two pedals into a clean amp, that'll do it. I mean, tube screamer into something, into an amp is, you know, like my go-to. You know, not everything, but like that's why. For every other type of pedal I've got one pedal that's like a tube screamer type pedal, because it's like that little gateway is the all important thing, and it's amazing the amount of difference and nuance there is. It's definitely really rewarding to dick around with it, but like I say, you know, gains on minimum to start with, and then gently feed it up. You know, don't just go in and splurge. It will make no sense whatsoever. You can get there, you can get to that point of massive saturation. Please don't get me wrong, you can get there, but you have to climb there with understanding. You have to start at the bottom and like work it in. Well, you'll get a lot more, I think. You'll get a lot more out of it that way. You'll have an understanding of what you're unleashing exactly, and it, you know, don't get me wrong, I like a very saturated sound at times, as you know, you'll hear, but to get there, I like to do it in a controlled manner. Before the chaos is unleashed, I like to do it in a controlled manner. Anyway, here's to you, Mr. White. Thanks for you know, taking like some of what I'm saying on board and having a go with it. If it gets you playing and stimulates playing of any kind, I'm extremely gratified by that, to know that, like, you know, something I'm doing in a video is like, if somebody else is getting something out of it, that means so much. It, you know, makes it all so much worthwhile. And I'm sorry that I just sit here waffling shit. You know, I'll try and be more meaningful, and I'll do a video later on that'll be focused on some element of tone. Cuppa tea in the morning. Caffeine and me nicotine. Got me caffeine, got me nicotine. That's why I'm Blacktooth, proper English person. So one of the things I really love, Golden Goose by the way, look at greatness on it. One of the things I really love about this Line 6 is the fact that it's got, like, you know, DL4s coming out the ears. Like, you can run like 8 DL4s or 12 DL4s. And that's not a joke. Like, you know, that isn't a joke. So what I really like is shit like this. Running two delays at different speeds to get different dynamics. Oh, come on, that's not too far out. Cool, I do love that sound. It's a great effect, that pitch vibrato. Attitude now. Yeah, like just a great sound. Like, I love this Chris Holmes sound. Like this I really like. Like, it's a real Chris Holmes sound. Like, it's really there. Get ready? Chris Holmes button. Do you know what I mean? Very Chris Holmes. Boost function on the Crazy Cacti is very good. I want more pedals with boosts on them. What I'm after, I really want to get something that's like, I want something that's like in between a Metal Zone and like a Governor, somewhere in the middle of those two. Like, you know, something that's high gain but like crunchy, something I can, like, you know, and something which has a boost on it. Like the Crazy Cacti, something with just like the boost switch and like a level, which could be a mix of drive. I think just drive. The volume should be set maybe, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I'll just try different things to find out exactly what I want there on the boost. So I don't know, do I want the volume adjustable on the boost, or do I want the drive adjustable on the boost? You know, that's an interesting one. I want to try more out and learn what I want. tell you, this is a very similar, like, the pickups don't sound alike, but what's going on with them is similar. Like when you go into the middle setting on this Flying V, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like the, you know, the active poles, like that suddenly start working. You know, not the slug coils, the other ones. I forget what you call those. Very split coil attributes anyway. I don't know whether it's like just the signal gets lowered and it just like you can, you know, you must have noticed that with the humbucker. If you go into a humbucker, the more you turn it back, the more coily it sounds. I must say I like the sound of these, like they're just Chinese paths. They ain't lacking, you know, they ain't lacking at all. And I've got to be honest, right, I'm not even low at lying, right, this is possibly my favourite neck shape in the whole house. I was always very comfortable with the Flying V because it always felt very flat and very wide in comparison to like Les Pauls and stuff, although it's like, you know, technically not really any different, but it felt that way. I always felt like, you know, because I got like that finger picking stuff going on, I like a fair bit of space between the strings, frankly. I like a fair bit of space between the strings. I don't like it all too narrow and bunched up. I have a terrible time with guitars like that. Although, funnily enough, I seem to play slicker and faster, and just more like fluidly on guitars that are like very like narrow at the nut and, you know, shorter scale or whatever. And sometimes, you know, after spending all day on like a Strat scale, like, you know, and then coming home to, like, it's funny I say it like that, just caught that as it's flying out, and then I come home to like Les Paul scale and it's like everything just seems to fit better there, but at the same time I prefer the Strat scale, and if I was like getting a custom guitar built, it would undoubtedly be Strat scale, or maybe even a touch longer, just a touch. I might go for the round 26, you know. There's an FGN. Expensive guitar. If I was ever spending real money, there's an FGN that I really like. That has like that, all those features that I'm talking about. I mean, it was kind of made for me, really. It really is. It really is a beautiful guitar. But it's and the finish is just mwah. You know, maybe one day, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd have to be able to afford it to justify it. And the other thing is, like, one of the best playing guitars like I ever picked up in a shop to this day was an LTD, like the TE200, which is like a super telly. It's like a it's a fixed bridge string through 2 humbucker Telecaster, but it's like a super telly. It's like 24 fret, it's like very thin down chamfered body, you know, but and not my type of thing at all at the time, right? But I picked that up and I played it, and then I played, like, there are 3 finishes in there. This is in Guitar Sound in Chichester, and like 3 different finishes, and I played all 3, and each one was an absolute banger. Absolute banger. And I like the white one the best. The black one is the one I like to look at because it had the maple fretboard. but the white one was the best, and that had the rosewood fretboard and black fittings. But fuck me, yeah, it was good. That was good. And I would like to get one of them, and they're not terrible. You know, they're like 400 quid guitar basically. And oh my god! And so think of that, 400 quid for off the shelf, one of the best playing guitars, like, and everything on it. It's like, you know, it's fucking specced out to the nines. It's a great guitar, right? Just needs your love. That's the only accessory it needs. And I put that against, like, you know, the FGM, which is 3 times the price, and yeah, the FGM's built for me, but I would have to be able to afford it to justify that, which is kind of a shame, because it's like almost like the ultimate guitar, off the shelf, without going custom, and it has like the feeling, you know, it has the feeling of being custom, and it's a bit unusual, you know, it's like, yeah, like I looked into them a while ago, but then like Malco's one, you know, it's so good for the money, like. You know, you're in. I mean, I consider them right up there with like any Fender or G&L or any of that. I really do put them right up there. And I've got such an immense soft spot for, like, you know, all things Nippon when it comes to guitar, when it comes to all things. Yeah, so it's like that. You know. I mean, I might be getting like a little windfall at some point, and I'm certainly going to put it into sort of guitars to some degree, just on the basis of, like, you know, nearly everything I've got I could, like, you know, sell for a little bit more than what I paid for it. But yeah, I mean, definitely something, but it's like, I'm more likely to, like, say I had £1,000 to spend, I would be more likely to go and buy like 3 or 4 guitars. I'd like more go into a guitar shop and come out with 3 or 4 guitars than I would to come out with one. That's the problem, you know, because it's like my immediate thought would be, oh well, go and have the pick of the Squire Jazz basses, Squire Jazzmaster, and some kind of hollow body, either the Gretsch or the Squire Starcaster. I really like the Starcaster. And now Malco's got the cheek to have a kick at the fucking headstock with some of the fucking clogs that he owns. I mean, some beautiful guitars, but some disgusting headstocks. I always tell him so. So that's funny, he popped off at that. I was like, you fucking pot calling the kettle fucking clog shaped. But, in fairness, the Starcaster does have a very ugly, clunky looking headstock. It's just disgusting. It's like a clog. In fact, it's the same shape as Malco's RG, or his Blazer, if you've ever seen those guitars. Like, that's that same just disgusting headstock. But the Squire one has a nice little touch in that it's beveled. So that end is beveled, and usually on a Fender one, like, that will match the finish. That little bevel will match the finish of the guitar. So that's something I will do. If I buy the Squire one, I will definitely match that little bevel in with the finish of the guitar. And I like all 3 finishes, like the candy, like is it candy apple red? I think it is. And black and white, they all look good. They've got black binding around the body also, so it looks good as a package altogether. But you know, that's 250 quid off the shelf for a hollow body guitar with 2 humbuckers, right? Now that's quite different from like a 335 copy. I mean, it's bolt on for a start. You know, it's got like a bolt on neck, and that's unusual. Like, and also that gives it its own thing. It's like a Defender thing. And so even like say what I'm saying is, if I got like a 335 copy, like, and I've seen some like Heartwood do quite a nice one for 199 quid, and it's like really quite well spec'd, and, you know, good reports, like, would like to try one. So say I got that sort of thing, well, that would definitely get kicked to the curb the moment a real like 335 came in the door. Do you understand? Now, I'm not saying that's likely to happen, but like that could happen, and like you know, I've always wanted a 335 and never owned one, you know, so it's like, I mean, I broke a 50s one. I fucking knocked the headstock right off of a 50s one with my flapping silk shirt, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, not my proudest moment, but I've always wanted one, so it's, yeah. Now, a Squire Starcaster, as humble as a guitar that it is, like, is different enough from a 335 that it would always have a place. I mean, you could even have a 335 copy next to it. They're very different. And so yeah, it would like, you know, because I'm into buying guitars for life. I was saying that to someone just this morning on social media of some kind, in a comment, like, you know, I really only like buy guitars for life now. So it's like, you know, it's like a guitar I'm going to use and I'm going to keep. Like this one I'm holding. I mean, I can definitely say that about this. You know, this is a bit of a unique beast. You know, someone put so much work into this, and you know, and I feel like I'm the one. You know, I paid like £100 for this, and what the amount of guitar that it is for £100 is just fucking mind blowing. I should tune it though, eh? Anyway, fucking yeah, like you know, it's I love it, and like all my guitars are quite carefully chosen. Like actually, the Golden Goose there that I was just playing is the only one that I didn't play before I bought it, and like, you know, that was off of Mad Malco, bless him, and like he did a couple of videos on it, like, and so like, you know, I could hear it, I could see it being played. I can, like, you know, I kind of watched enough Malco videos to see like when he's uncomfortable, you know, you know, how the guitar is in his hands and how it all sounds and all that, you know. It's like, and he was playing it fine, he was waggling the whammy bar about and it stayed in tune, and like, you know, and I could hear it, it was fine. So there was a lot of things, but it was still slightly apprehensive, but at the same time I was really chuffed to be getting a guitar off of fucking Mad Malco. So and actually it's turned out to be a great guitar, far beyond what I expected. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean with the pickups. Right, now go in the middle. Sounds lush, doesn't it? Yeah, sounds lush today. Right, so I need to tune up the Golden Goose, so might as well do that and show you a couple of bits. Yeah, do the same thing with the pickups as well. Oh, it's gone quite out. Don't usually go out this much. Ugh. Alright. Right, check what I mean with the pickups, right? So I'm in bridge pickup. Now go in the middle. See what I mean? Like Malco was the first to point it out in his video about this guitar, but it's like, yeah, when you're in the bridge pickup, getting like the full humbucker, you go in the middle, and it's like, it gets very coily. Oh, doesn't that sound lovely? Just back that volume off slightly, it's giving it a more nasal sort of. It just starts getting more dynamic. So yeah, like the pickups do similar things. They don't sound at all alike, but they do similar things, and they're the only two. Like none of the other humbucker paired guitars do that. Like the Orange Nitro doesn't do it. The Les Paul doesn't do it. It's just these two. See, they sound nothing alike. Into the middle. So yeah, anyway, I'm warmed up now and I want to get into my playing. I want to sort of like get into like, you know, what I'm doing, like blah 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 blah. But yeah, glad to speak to you, and there'll definitely be like something more, I think later on, something more focused. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my cup of tea and maybe have another bong and have a good old vape and just play some more. And I don't know, there's nothing. It's just a ramble today, so I don't know.